Solomon's Hot Takes. Today we are reviewing Buffalo Wild Wings Carolina Reaper Wings. Before we begin, what's our sponsor today?
It's Jeff Probst, American TV host and terrorizer of volunteers since 2000.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. So before we start our show here, before we start eating, I'm gonna go over some weighted categories here. So the first one, the riposte, or how fast the wings hit. I have a timer here. Right when I take a bite, I'll start it, and then once I feel the heat, I'll start it or stop it again, and then we'll figure out the time. The heat index, how hot it is, and then we'll go over the flavor, and then retreating tactics. And then I've bought a 15 order of wings. I'm going to save the half for leftovers. And then from there, we're going to do the leftover category, which is the retort. So how fast the spice hits, the reheat index, leftover flavor, and then retreating tactics. So I'm going to dig on in. I got my comfortable cup of cream, got my napkins, and I think I'm ready to go. And start.
Get that crunch.
Mm-hmm. It's not too bad. I just eat spicy food when I have it. Okay, so it's gonna be around 29 seconds in, so not too bad. No, my spice history, I don't know, just eat spicy wings whenever I get them. Spicy food is good. I like curries. Jamaican food's pretty good. All the time. People always stop me in the streets like, Solon, you gotta tell me what's your hot take. And I said, well, and I start going, and I just dig in with my words. It's Buffalo Wild Wings, so I know they try their best, but sometimes they just miss the mark. It's a little dry. I have a bad habit of chewing my nails, and bit off a little bit too much than I can chew on my thumb, and it's, yeah, I feel that. It's smoky, like it has a smoky flavor, but it's not exactly, the meat hits your tongue, like that's where the flavor is. And I mean, right, like that's how flavor works, but like it's not like in a way that moves around and it's just tastes like pepper. I don't know, like my thumb really hurts though. Like that's it. Like never had the proper blazing wings, so this is the first time I'm like having the new Carolina Reaper sauce. I think if we were able to eat it in restaurant, this would be a lot better. So Buffalo Wild Wings, this is a funny story, right? So I was walking down the street, da-da-dee-da-doo, and just out of nowhere, this breathtaking buffalo, right? I'm like, okay, not in South Dakota, but looks pretty hot. And out of nowhere, she turns, right? And I see this beautiful, just full angelic wing, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm about to risk it all. Like, I had a girlfriend at the time, but I'm like, I have to talk to this person. And I did. And it turns out it was just 3 dudes in a buffalo suit that was like, hey, you want to watch some sports, drink some beer, and eat some wings? I said, yeah, that works too. And yeah, that's how my body responds to heat. Some people sweat. Some people just look visibly upset. Last wing. That's not my dinner. Whose dinner is that? All right. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wings. Like I feel on my lips. I feel on my thumb for sure. Other than that, it was pretty solid. I mean, it wasn't as intense as I was anticipating. But granted, that's also I want to give them credit and just kind of let them say that because of COVID right now, we can't exactly go indoors and eat, but it still had a kick to it. At risk of sounding like a Minnesotan, but no, it's pretty solid. But yeah, that's it for now. Cheers. All right, round 2. We got leftovers. Yeah, definitely doesn't reheat too well. Yeah, no, not too well, but still there. Around 32, 33 seconds, so 32 and a half. Heat's starting to kick in, so yeah, the flavor is like used to be smoky, and now it's flavor. I don't know. It feels like peppered rubber. My thumb feels better, which is good.
Yeah, can you give me like the 5 senses of these reheated wings?
Yeah. So I see that they're reheated. I hear the sizzle when I took them out of the oven. I smell, not too much, mostly because I'm sniffling, but it doesn't really have like that aura or smell to it. It feels warm. I know that it's warm. And it tastes okay.
How's the texture of them, original to reheated?
It's like a dry to now rubber. It's not great. I mean, but the way that I think of it, I don't know why you would be going to Buffalo Wild Wings when you're on a budget. But if you're on a budget, and you have leftover wings, I mean, you wouldn't impress anyone at the workplace with these, but it'd be suitable for lunch. And they're not so spicy that you would have to worry about being locked into the restroom while you're at work. I mean, I'm all for using company's time, but you probably won't have to worry about these ones. Of course, now that I say that, these will be pretty bad, but I don't think so. The bone broke, so You got some real sweet nectar in there for you. I won't eat it, but I'll save it for some soup. Last couple of wings here. Yeah, these feel very approachable. Like you can tell that they had spice on them, but it's not like intimidating the next day. If anything, the temperature of reheating the wings, or because I just took them out of the oven like minutes before I started eating them, so that's my fault. But so they keep heat well once you reheat them, so that's a positive. Last wing. The takeout experience was fine. It seemed like a pretty quiet day, but it was like too quiet to the point that like when you have people show up, it's like an inconvenience. All right. There we are. Yeah, I got a little bit of a nose drip here, so I think the heat definitely is like a grower, not a shower. It creeps up on you, but I like to think that's a quality trait of the Carolina Reaper itself. But still, isn't too bad. But yeah, that's the reheated. Cheers. All right, now it's time for the report card. So, the repose. It was 29 seconds. I'd give it a slow burn out of 10. Heat index. I think the best way to describe it is you're driving home back from work and you know that you've forgotten something in the fridge when you were making breakfast. The person that you were living with definitely knows it was you, right? You're like, oh shoot, okay, you're anticipating a mean conversation, maybe they kind of talk down on you, or like, you really need to stop doing this. But once the conversation begins, it wasn't that bad for a 1 hour discussion. It was mostly just a firm reminder just to put things back in the fridge. So I'd give the heat around a 3 out of 10. The flavor, it had a flavor. It was pretty basic, smoky pepper taste. The wing was dry, but like that's pretty typical when you take out a wing from anywhere, but specifically for this place, Buffalo Wild Wings. And then the reheat category, the retort was around 32.5 seconds. I'd still give that a slow burn out of 10. The reheat index, it's the same experience as the argument before. It isn't too bad, still a conversation, but a lot tamer of an argument than you expected. 3 out of 10. Leftover flavor, I really think I can better imagine what a rubber chicken that just came from the oven with chili flakes would taste like. It was pretty kind, all things considered. I give it a 9 out of 10. That was it. That's the report card. Closing remarks and stuff like that. Buffalo Wild Wings' website will be in the description below. If you have any recommendations, please comment them in the comment section. If you like the music that we were playing during the report, Dreams of Third Street's name and Spotify is in the description. Go and support a local artist. And then quick shout out to indifferent front desk workers. You never know if my phone is dead and I just can't surf the web and I really don't want to have a conversation. So great job, indifferent front desk workers. If you have any recommendations or shout out requests, feel free to list them in the comments. And if you have or know anyone that would want to put their music during the report card, please send me a direct message and then we can talk about how that looks. Thanks for watching, and if you've never been on YouTube before, like the subscribe bell, and I am not a professional. At this point, I'm just drinking cream because I'm thirsty.